today we're going to be street interviewing people on the campus of the College of New Jersey. We're going to find out how educated the students are about Asian Americans in media and who Vincent Chin is. So, quick question, can you name a famous Asian American?
Ooh, off the top of my head? I literally can't think of any, no.
No, I don't think I can.
Yeah, off the top of my head now. Gemma Chan. Who is she?
She's an actress. She was in Crazy Rich Asians. She was recently in Eternals too.
Aquafina.
Yao Ming.
Two that come to mind immediately are Yao Ming and Jeremy Lin.
John Cho, who is he?
He's also an actor.
I just saw a movie called Minari. I don't know the name of the cast though. Is that his name, Stephen Young? I know he's in The Walking Dead.
Stephen Young.
Stephen Young, okay.
I like Randall Park. Charles Melton.
Who is that?
He's on Riverdale, I think.
Definitely watched like the show Fresh Off the Boat. I can't remember like their names, but she was also in Crazy Rich Asians. Good movie. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so Constance Wu.
Oh, Philippa Sue.
Yeah, Philippa Sue.
Philippa Sue, that's
Philippa Sue from Hamilton.
Lana Condor.
Yeah.
Who is that?
From To All the Boys I Loved Before.
All right, second question. Do you know any famous Asian American advocate?
I can't think of one off the top of my head.
I don't think I do.
I don't think I can.
One that I can think of, Andrew Yang. Like, he's kind of like a politician. He ran for president, I believe, actually. I think he also ran for New York City mayor.
I mean, I know that she like Lana Condor. I feel like a lot of them do like advocacy stuff, but I can't think of any like off the top of my head.
Or Ming-Na Wen. I know she does a lot too. I can't remember what she does, but I know she does do a lot.
Have you ever heard of Vincent Chin? Vincent Chin.
I don't think so.
No.
Vincent Chin. The name sounds familiar, but no.
I have not, no.
No.
I don't think so.
Vincent Chin, I have not.
And one final question. Have you ever heard of Vincent Chin?
No, I have not.
Vincent Chin's from 1982, and he was actually killed by two white men. He was beaten to death by two white men with a baseball bat in a nightclub. He was beaten to death by two white men by a baseball bat in a nightclub, and it was his bachelor's night, so it was literally the day before his wedding in a nightclub. And this was during his bachelor night party the day before his wedding. This happened in Michigan, where, you know, the three big motor companies are, like automobiles. And during the 80s is when all American cars started to decline because more car manufacturers were being imported from Japan and Korea. So there's just like influx of large Asian American hate crimes in the United States. So it's actually 40 years since this happened, and it's actually the 40th year of his death. And the people who did it to him were never really like sentenced, or they never served time. His two killers, they were never charged, or like they were charged and convicted, but they never served time. So of course this created like a large nationwide outcry and came together and rallied for his injustice. Why do you think you don't learn about this in your history classes in elementary school or middle school? Why do you think we haven't learned about this in history classes in middle school and high school and so on?
Because they think kids are stupid and they think that we're like too young to learn about it.
A lot of history classes center around like what they want us to know, and a lot of the shameful stuff, like a lot of teachers like prefer not to talk about it because they're very like patriotic.
I'd say throughout high school and our education, you might not want to shed light upon some of the more like difficult aspects or like things that aren't as desirable to talk about.
It's not deemed as important, so they just take it out.
And like even in high school, I feel like they put other histories like ahead of others, like kind of like whitewashing it almost.
Like American history classes definitely try to like whitewash.
There's a lot of like Eurocentrism.
It's very focused on like white men and what white men have done.
So there's a lot of stuff that focuses mainly on like European like history.
The bad things they don't necessarily want to talk about.
The white people are trying to like suppress all the bad stuff.
And I think like Asian American history is like erasure in U.S. history.
Specifically in my home district where I went to school, we don't have a lot of East Asian, like just that demographic in my town. There's like very few. So I feel like when it came to my town, they kind of were just like, we don't have to talk about Asian Americans because there's no Asian Americans here, so it doesn't matter.
Like when I took AP US history back in like high school, we didn't learn a lot about Asian American history.
I mean, I think it really just comes down to like systemic issues, and especially in a country like this, sometimes there's just people's stories who go unheard, and I just feel like history books in general just don't speak on things that need to be spoken on.
I've been wondering that, especially this year, especially since COVID, and just like reading more about statistics against like Asian American crime and or crime towards Asian Americans, and it's something I've been wondering too. So I'd like to know more about that myself.
All right, thank you so much for your response. Very well spoken. Thank you so much. Can I have your consent to use this for one of our projects? Do we have your consent to use this in one of our projects?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Do we have your consent to use this for one of our projects? Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.